Previously on Aberrant, Atomic Youth. You
Hello?
step outside the greenhouse, and sort of at the edge of the roof, you see a woman.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Allison. She walks up to you and like holds out her hand. Saw that you guys had some fun at that little shindig about a week or so ago. That Utopia fuckerall.
Oh yeah, steampunk is great or something.
All right, whatever. But yeah, no, you guys, good job for the purpose that y'all have been thrown together. Absolutely, doing prime numbers on the gram. I'm sure. So I was kind of wondering, since guys haven't done anything big since that party, I was wondering if you wanted to maybe meet some other folks in the Terrigen, some folks that maybe the Count might not be putting in front of your faces. So eventually, the elevator goes down to what you hope is the bottom level of the shaft, and it opens up, and you are in this New York sewer system.
Right. So before this, I would have painted you for like Marvel territory, but I'm getting like monster vibes from this whole thing.
She's like, well, girl likes to have her options.
Right.
She's like, now that we're not, in the fucking up and up, she sort of shakes her shoulders, and her body transmutes into a jagged, but fluid-looking metal. She sort of shakes her hair, and it like comes out and turns into like wire thin, like razor wire consistency. It's like, oh, that's so much better.
Oh,
Whoa.
cool.
As she sort of like raises maybe like 3 inches off the ground, as sort of like this magnetic force picks her up and is propelling her forward.
That's so cool. Oh, I love cool novas.
And from that room, the rest of you do sort of begin to hear like the heavy thudding sounds as a large, like 9-foot tall alligator man with like these like fleshed over eyes lurches out and into the main room, and it just sort of snorts and towers over you, and eventually comes right over to Rant and says, show me a whole new world, huh? Yeah, this is indeed Leviathan, very recognizable member of the Terrigen, of both the Aberrant and the Harvesters faction, so the big freaks. And he is putting his clawed hand right on your shoulder, Rant, and he pulls you just a little bit closer to him, and just your face is full of alligator man. Like there is nothing in your field of vision but teeth and scales, and like this very hard looking but still rubbery kind of flesh.
Oh hell no! Yeah, Aterrados getting up and gonna place a hand upon his like clawed finger. Like you better step up, bro.
Before you do that, though, Brent is actually going to look Leviathan in the eyes. I don't have a lot of composure, but I have a mega composure, so I'm leaning on that. and say, you are as amazing as I always expected you would be.
He says, like this sort of grumbling voice comes out and says, flattery. And he just sort of like pats you on the shoulder and says, like, that thing was fucking funny. I loved it. It was great. The fucking Little Mermaid thing. Brilliant, genius. I love it. Like he like slaps you a couple times, and like it's hard to stay on your feet because he's just ridiculously strong.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was great. Not laughing at you, but like taking everything and showing we can be.
I fucking get it. It's great. Like, have a beer, man. Have a beer. And like he like lumbers over to like this space that seemed to have been like a really like just sort of weird empty space in the room, but it's very clear that like this is where he kind of like nests.
Fawn looks starstruck for a moment, and then, like a schoolgirl, goes running over, holding her succulent on her hip, and goes, "You're like me." And she reaches out and touches some of his scales, And she looks very excited.
He actually he gets very still, and just sort of lets you do what you need to do, and then he very very large hand takes a very small potted plant and just thank you, and,
You're
finds a
welcome.
place to set it down.
I haven't seen someone else like me.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a bitch, isn't it?
She kind of pauses and lowers her head a bit. And she's, sometimes, yeah.
That's a better answer than saying yes. Anyway, fantastic. I'm glad Allison Shrapnel here was able to bring you guys down into the real pits of things. You guys spend if you spend too much time in the glitz and the glam, you might get a distorted view about what it is to actually be a fucking Nova.
She tilts her
Oh.
head.
Yeah, fucking the social media and the parties, that's all great and glorious, but some of us do real work.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks over to Allison and says, we were thinking you might want to do something real for a change.
Ooh, Aterrados, this seems like your wheelhouse. A real Nova.
But we are Novas.
Well, you're absolutely Novas. But there's a difference between doing things that look good on media and doing things that actually help people.
I
Alright,
like helping people.
What are you wanting us to do? What do you have?
He says, we got a little thing brewing up. It's going to be kicking off probably sometime around the morning. But Allison, why don't you do the explanations? I'm not too big on the details. I just like to know where do we put to smash stuff. She says, right. Fair enough. We can get right into it. What do you kids know about the Church of Michael Archangel? Do I need to
Nothing.
break that down for anybody?
Please explain it like I'm stupid.
Right. So, a couple decades ago, you had a bunch of really fucking asshole churches that like to talk shit on gay people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're like that, but they think that the apocalypse is here and that we Novas are the spawn of Satan come to usher in the end of the world. And they think we're literal demons, and they have a lot more guns.
Fawn kind of freezes at this.
Yeah, they're right sons of bitches. Who can say about the theology of all of it? They might be fucking right. Who cares? But they don't like us, and they've been known to be quite violent to our kind. And she sort of indicates herself and Leviathan. Some of us can take it, but others of us can't. So they're a fucking problem.
Question, Scott.
Mhm.
My parents are actually from one of those kind of cults. Could they be from this one?
The Church of Michael Archangel is kind of like an overbranching organization that has
Many
plenty of little
subchapters?
subsidiary chapters
Perfect.
that it supports, and you can sort of consider them to be all part of the same thing, even though there might be doctrinal differences. But
Perfect.
you can absolutely say that, yes.
Thank you. Fawn looks very pale, and that's really hard to do on her white skin. And she just kind of drops her hand finally from the scaled arm, and then goes and sits as best as she can, either behind Cassie or behind Aterrados.
You okay, Fawn?
I know them.
Oh.
Yeah. They're a big fucking problem, and they're actually we've got a particular bone to pick with them, and it's a bone that we intend on picking real hard tonight.
Oh.
See, they've got themselves this nice little mega church apocalypse compound out in Connecticut, and we've heard that one of their youngins has been blessed with quantum fire, and they're holding them. They're keeping them down in their fucking dungeon complexes to I don't know, try and purify him or save him or maybe kill him. I don't know. We don't know what the fuck they're doing with him, but they've got him.
How many of
And
them
we
do
don't
have
like
to
that.
kill?
Excuse me?
I said, how many of them do you have to kill? I don't care.
She smiles and like she looks
Yeah.
to Leviathan. That's the fucking spirit. That's the fucking spirit right there.
I don't do violence.
Look,
Oh boy.
we're planning on hitting them hard tonight.
Can't we negotiate?
She just kind of looks over to you and says, like, what do you think?
No.
That's what I fucking thought. But actually, I don't think we want to. I don't think any of us are willing to sign off on sending you guys in as a kill squad. Actually, what we were thinking is we hit them hard, cause a nice big distraction, give you guys an opening to sneak in and get the kid.
Right.
Sounds good.
We can't leave him there. They'll
No.
hurt
Yeah.
him.
They absolutely will.
Yeah, we'll get him out. No problem.
I knew these kids would be up for it. She kind of like smiles over at them. It's like, we've got some prep work to do, some things getting in line. There's going to be about a half dozen of us heavy hitters that are going to go in and blow some shit up and rip some heads. We're going to
Are you
arrange the
going to kill
timing.
them?
We're going to scare them. And if they want to fight, we'll give them one.
Okay.
Listen, Fawn, these fuckers wouldn't give you the time of fucking day. They wouldn't give you a blink before putting one in your head. Folks like us, some of you lot, you can pass, but folks like us need to be on the worry for these bastards. And it's unacceptable that they held one of ours.
I agree with
Agreed.
you on that.
So we're going to do what we have to do.
We'll make him suffer.
You know, if one of them comes for you, don't hold back. No reason to. But I think it's more important that we use our resources wisely. We cause the biggest distraction, draw as much of them away from wherever they're holding them, so that you guys can get them out clean.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Little Sovereign, you haven't said much. How do you feel about this whole thing?
I think I'm still mulling on the not a real Nova thing. I'm okay. Don't mind me.
None of us said you weren't real Nova.
Oh.
We
I
just said you
mean-
weren't doing real work.
Maybe so. I don't feel like I'd be very useful on something like this. I feel like people like Rant or Aterrados, those are people with like real skills, maybe? And it just seems a bit daunting.
Are you gonna leave me by myself, Cassie?
No. No, I don't want
Look, none of
to.
us are going to have you do anything that you don't want to do. If you want to stay behind, if you want to, work on your numbers, that's fine. You do what you want. You're a Tarot. You're free to use your power or not use your power as you see fit. But we're giving you a chance to do something really good.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need the skills that Rant and I have in order to help people. You just put your life on the line and you do the best you can.
Right. And sometimes it's about talking,
I mean, talking is what I'm good at. Like,
Maybe
that's all
you
I'm
can
good at.
reason with them, but I couldn't reason with them, and I'm their daughter.
And who knows what they filled this kid's head with.
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
We'll do
All
our
right.
best.
So a cunning word might be very useful in this situation. He might not want to go.
Okay. If that's the case, then all right. I'll do my best.
Leviathan sort of stands up and says, like, I'm going to go take care of the particulars, get in touch with some other folks, coordinate some actions, get the transport ready to go. I think Shrapnel, why don't you stay here, watch over them, get them ready. and we'll reconvene in an hour or two. She nods. Sounds good.
Okay.
He-
Fawn curls herself up into a little ball and rests
Aw.
her chin on her knees.
Rant,
Fawn, you
Maybe.
okay?
Rant will go like over to her and put a hand on her shoulder. It'll be all right.
He stands up, heads back into his little alcove, and you hear, sounds of splashing, and then it recedes. It's just like, right. Good. I'm glad you all are on board. This is going to be, it's going to be a thing.
Okay.
But we have some time to prepare. If you guys want to maybe get your hands on anything, make any preparations, we can definitely give you the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, bulletproof vest, please.
Absolutely, we can get you all kitted out with the best we can get. She kind of points to a side room. It's like there's an armory in there.
Oh hell yeah! He's gonna go over there, grab some like a bulletproof vest, an assault rifle,
Oh.
pistol.
boy. Look, he's in his element.
I think I'm all right. I don't, need a weapon. I've got one built in.
Fawn shies away from the guns.
Oh. Aterrados, show me how to use it.
Point and click, like yeah. Well, let's
Oh,
do
don't
this.
point and click. Don't give me that. Never shot a gun. Do I look like I've shot a gun before?
Look, I haven't either. All right,
What?
I haven't either.
I'm very surprised. You kind of colored me as the type of person that might have at some point.
Shrapnel stands up and she walks over and she takes the gun from your hand. And she's like, right then, let's go over some basics then.
Please,
Alright,
thank
sweet.
you.
And she opens up another door that has a small gun range. And she goes over basic gun handling, gun safety. She gives you all ear protection. And she, shows you how to operate a pistol.
Yeah.
This is scary.
Not all of us are fucking bulletproof. So it's important that you guys know how to handle this sort of shit.
I guess so, yeah. Wait, you're not bulletproof? Or you are bulletproof?
She looks down at her metallic skin. She's like, I can take a few rounds.
That's pretty cool. I love cool Nova. I love cool Novas like this.
All right. Well, she actually looks over to you, Fawn. She's like, actually, I wanted to have a bit of a word with you. And she says, sort of some of the topic that came up earlier. You haven't learned how to channel Chrysalis yet, have you?
No, I don't think so.
You should maybe look into that. It's some of us get hit with the quantum a little harder than the others, and there's nothing wrong with it, but you should learn how to handle it.
Okay.
Now I know you're close with Bounty, and I think she's started down that path herself. But if you want to talk to someone more experienced, someone who's gone through it once before, I'd be willing to show you some techniques to get you on the path.
Thank you. Maybe we can talk about it after this.
That's what I was thinking. I'll hit up Bounty, let her know that I'm going to teach you a few things. Wouldn't want to step on any toes.
I understand.
But it's important, especially if you're a little farther down the path than the rest. You don't want to you don't want to let it get out of control.
Huh. Right.
Have you had problems with control?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, especially with new ones. It can get a little crazy. But with Chrysalis, you can rein that shit in.
Sorry, guys. That's why we had to throw away the food.
Right, nothing to be ashamed of, you know? Power's power.
Oh. So you're way cooler than I thought, Fawn. And I already thought you were pretty cool. Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You guys should grab bulletproof vests.
It's
Absolutely, they should.
right. So, are you talking about what's it called? Chrysalis,
Yeah.
right?
You interested?
Yeah, but look at me. I've got no build up of transcendence or whatever.
Doesn't mean you can't start.
Mine came naturally with me.
Now, I'll say this: you should be pushing yourself, especially if you want to really be what you are. But if you have chrysalis in one hand and you know, the drive to push yourself farther in the other, then you can walk the path safely. A lot of Leviathan's friends takes them a good long while. They, you know, looks over to you, Fawn. She says, like, you know, I bet you think that you got it bad. I promise you're a mild case. Some of these poor fuckers come out looking like fucking aliens.
There's always someone who has it worse.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to, you know, get them trained up and get them reining it in so they don't lose themselves to it. But even if you look like you lot, there's good in it. There's always a, you know, refinement of power that you can gain from it.
Right.
I was told my antlers are cute.
They are fucking adorable.
Oh, they're so cute.
Apparently, very soft ears.
What? Have you been touching my ears?
No, I have
Uh-huh.
not. This is a review by Cass.
Hey, why don't you keep what was said in the privacy of your bedroom between you and me, bud?
Well, why do you got to say it like that?
Because of
Are-
all the other things we were talking about. Shut up.
Are you guys together?
No.
Yes.
No.
What?
It's a joke. No, we're not.
God, we are so opposite.
So I ship it. So
Thank you. He is cute. It's just he's a lot.
No.
He is cute.
We're about to like go into gunfire and shit. When do we ship out?
The Leviathan's got some details to work out, so probably in an hour or so. Like I said, if you guys want to get anything else taken care of, I will be saying, you know, once we get into it, no phones, no selfies,
No problem.
no TikToks and the like. This is kind of a sensitive operation, you know.
right,
I'd
we
rather
sh-
not be seen where other people are being killed. So yeah, no problem.
Mm.
We should have our other roommate come.
probably leave our phones here. Actually, that way they can't track them or anything, right?
Sure. Or we could just leave him in our house. I mean, it is up an elevator.
Right.
Yeah, we can store them here. We've got a good safe location for that sort of
Okay.
thing.
Sounds good.
Let's do this.
She sort of leans back and says, so where do you guys stand on the whole the idea of what we're supposed to be doing as a race?
Right. So I've been reading a bit recently, and I think the idea I'm latching onto is this idea of self-determination, right? Where
Right.
we find the thing that we are meant to do and do it, and we're not kind of restricted, you know.
Couldn't agree more. See, me and my mates, we've been kicking around a bit of an idea, and it's yeah, I gotta say it's getting less traction than we'd hope. We're thinking, and I know why. You know, the concept of an ethno state is dodgy. Let's say the best, but we think that we can make it work with Novakind.
Oh.
I think not here though. Not
Yeah,
onerous.
no, definitely. We wouldn't want to go colonizing anywhere.
Right.
The two main ideas that are kicking around are the we make like an artificial island on like the North Pacific or something, or the other one more long term is Mars.
Oh,
Space?
wow.
No, a fucking homeland.
Right. Can we
Because
do that?
because terrorists is terrorist states that we're not them. We're not humans. We're not bound by their laws, by their conventions, by any of that nonsense. But if we have to live in their fucking society, then it's going to be a fucking hassle, no matter what. So why not make a place for us?
Because then they'll be mad when we're not there.
Yeah, well, they can fucking suck it, can't they?
I mean, they can't stop us.
Damn right they
But
can't.
still, they'll always just say, "Why don't you go back?" Which annoying.
Mm. I don't know. I think all life is precious.
Oh.
I agree.
I mean, yeah, but does the wolf think that the rabbit's life is precious?
No.
But I am not a wolf.
Yeah, I don't agree with that line of reasoning.
You're not a human.
No, I'm not.
Look, I'm not all for slaughter or domination and the like. That's not I don't think that's a productive path. But if they're going to get in our way, we can't hold back.
I will state again that I don't believe in violence. Violence only brings more violence.
Right.
I'm
But
kind of on the fence. Or I think I'm still forming my opinion about it.
I think peace also brings about violence.
it sounds like, though, that we're going to sidestep all that by finding a place for us to just be us and not have to fight people.
That is the plan.
How's that coming along, by the way? Like, not well, or
Well, it's an
are people
idea.
just turned off by the word ethno-state? Is it the word ethno-state makes some people uncomfortable, you think?
We try not to use the term,
Yeah.
but people keep applying it to us.
Yeah.
And it is kind of what we're talking about. But yeah, no, I mean, like I said, the concept of it, especially in human history, is bollocks. But since we are not just a race unto a race or a subsection of a species, we're a whole new species. We're a different kind, different sort. Me and my mates think that it's best that we split off.
I would put us in line with humanity, in my opinion. I long for a day that they can accept us, that we can do the things we want to do, that could help people. I don't know. I just, we have the capacity to do so much more. And I want to do that. And if it's here in America, well, that's cool. Because I'm sure there's someone out there with the intellect to rule, and to rule in a way that is most compassionate for everyone.
I like that thought.
That's surprisingly sweet. I'm surprised again.
Why? I'm not violent for violence means, like, there's a goal, and there are thresholds and barriers to that goal.
It just seems hard to see that sometimes when talking to you.
I like this side of you.
Me too.
Cute.
Right. So, but why then the bombs? I don't like. Am I the only one just seeing that as not as discordant a bit?
You're making bombs?
You guys gotta say that out loud. Jeez.
He
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
making bombs. He was thinking about making bombs. He didn't make any bombs.
No, I am. One of the thresholds to any sort of person gaining enough power with intellect and compassion is everyone else in the way of it. which is CEOs and
So
corporations
your plan is to
lobbying.
just blow them up?
Oh gosh.
Get rid of. Then no one's going to ever listen. No one listens.
Then maybe
Uh,
you're talking loud enough.
That's the thing. We can make them listen. Some of us have the
Well, that's not freedom, right? You're taking someone's ability to choose.
and that's violence doesn't do that.
Violence removes people.
So they can't choose because they're gone.
Those are dead.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel like we had to talk about this. Whatever, I'm done. I'm emotionally exiting.
I can't agree with you on that. I'm sorry.
I don't need you to agree with me.
Ugh,
This is
dissociate.
why, like, the idea of us just stepping off and saying, "Hey, this is our space. This is who we are, where we're going to be by ourselves." It sidesteps the need to, destroy capitalism, which, yeah, it's a problem. But it also prevents the need to put one of us in front, like, as a leader of all of humanity. I just think that's dictatorship by another name too.
Well, I never said a whole humanity, just a nation, right? We just need leaders with the capacity. We have people here who are far more intelligent than any human. I'm sure they can deal with the financial crises, the droughts, everything. Someone with knowledge and scope beyond anything humanity could ever think up, but with compassion too, so that no one is taken advantage of.
But you're speaking of using bombs to blow them up. That doesn't just hurt them and kill them, it also damages literally our ecosystem.
I don't think blowing up a building in New York will hurt anything in the
You
ecosystem.
don't think that it's going to release all that debris into the air?
But it's
All the
also
concussive
infinitely.
force is going to kill the birds that are in the area?
Then what do you suggest we do?
Talk to them.
People have been talking to the lobbyists and the heads of CEOs for decades.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Some of us, when we talk, people listen. I've been wasting my life so far doing music and getting people all riled up. You know how many riots I've started? Rant's not just a fucking joke of a name. When I
Isn't
get
your
going,
power just mental manipulation or emotional?
it's about riling people up to action.
And I can calm people down.
Maybe. I also think the Mars thing is probably too idealistic. Eventually, humanity's going to reach us. Then we're back to war.
I don't think I'd want to live on Mars.
I want a Mars rock. Mars might be okay.
Never been, so can't make a decision.
Rant,
Rant, so you're saying if I kidnap some of the CEOs and Senate members, you can convince them to do the right thing, which is to step down and to nullify their whole corporations?
I don't know. I've never.
Some of
tried
us can
anything like that.
convince people to do anything, Aterrados.
that's
It's
tricky
easy.
because then it challenges free will.
Oh God, I'm dissociating again. I hate when people get into the free will ethics shit.
I mean, it's a good thing to talk about. You can't just
That's
skim
what
over
they did
it.
to those animals.
Yeah,
Because we have power, we have to think very carefully on how we use it.
Oh, I
I
hate
feel like this
ethics.
conversation isn't going to go anywhere but in
Oh.
circles.
I hate morals. No, it's so annoying.
Speaking of morals,
Sounds like a bunch of Karl Marx cat girls arguing on Twitter. I hate this.
I'm not a cat.
Oh.
also people are going to die, and I don't think anyone, the people that you're thinking of, has ever killed anyone.
What?
What?
Right. So a lot of good ideas. I like that you guys are thinking about this sort of thing. It's what you should be doing. Not so sure about the I don't know, who fucking cares? Who fucking cares what a bunch of CEOs get done to them? I don't know how productive it will be, but hey, got a good thing to have in your back pocket.
Annoying.
But hey, for the time being, we got someone to save.
We absolutely do have someone to save. She like checks her phone. Like, right. So I think Leviathan he's got transport coming in. So let's go ahead and get back out into the wet. And I think there's a boat coming to take us to the extraction point.
Okay.
Rant,
Yeah, love.
how do you stay brave?
I think about the people that that I've helped
Even
not
if you're
get hurt.
scared?
Yeah, because the thing is, there's always someone to watch out for, and if you're watching out for them, then you can't be scared because you've got to take care of them, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I'll try my
Oh.
best.
I've got your back. You've got mine. We'll be good.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go save a life.
That's good.
So she leads you out back into the sewers, and there's like a small a small little boat that kind of comes out down the waterway. It's not, like I said, it's pretty small. It's like a gas powered thing. And she's just like, all right, we'll be in this for not too terribly long. We'll be heading out into the river, and then we'll be getting out to heading out to Connecticut. So just like I said, phones in the box. You shouldn't have them on you. They might be able to exploit them, and we'll get on our way.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Okay, so there's a travel montage. You guys get into this boat. You get into a larger boat that heads out to the river, and eventually you guys are loaded into a helicopter that begins to make its way west. And as you guys are going west, the night gets deeper and deeper and deeper until it's getting close to about 3 a.m. When you eventually land on a small sort of clearing out in the middle of like the Connecticut deep woods. And there are about half a dozen like obvious novas. Leviathan is there. None of them are people who you like immediately recognize, like big time Pantheon members, but they're some pretty gnarly looking dudes and ladies. Some of them are mostly human looking, but more of them have like inhuman features and are like pretty riled up and ready to go in terms of like having their powers ramped up. And there's kind of a big tent area where everyone's kind of getting their equipment together, and Shrapnel leads you guys over there where everyone is sort of sitting around and planning. There's like a map laid out, and a couple of like surveillance screens that are obviously like linked to drones that are in the area. And she says, okay, so they've got a pretty big compound about a mile out. It's fronted by one of those big Malls of Christ mega churches, but they've got some warehouse space, some residential areas, and she kind of points to an area on the map to sort of this really like deep in the woods structure. About a mile from the compound itself, this is where we think they're holding the kid. So and she points to like basically the front gate of the compound. We're gonna hit him at the front. We're gonna cause a lot of ruckus and a lot of noise. While you guys make your way here and get the kid out. Any questions?
I thought I was just gonna look at the map and try to just go over their plan and stuff. I have a specialty in tactics.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, can I roll to see if there's anything I can do to give us an advantage to going over their plan and such?
Yeah, you could go ahead and yeah, this would definitely be an Enigmas roll. Like I said, specialties apply to skills other than what they're attached to. So your specialty wouldn't apply mechanically here, but it would definitely give you a good opportunity to roll. So you could do make me an Enigmas roll, and definitely one of your mental attributes. Probably either cunning or intellect would be most appropriate.
Yeah, I'll use cunning. 3 successes.
3 successes. You don't see any obvious flaws in the plan. There's certainly a lot of danger involved all across the board. But the biggest problem that you see is that they don't really have a lot of intelligence about what is actually going on with this like out of the way barn area. Like they don't really know what's there because it's so deep into like enemy territory. So you know that you're going to be going into a lot of unknowns. But as far as like the overarching plans, you're pretty certain that these dumb motherfuckers can be tricked into putting up the bulk of their forces when a bunch of quote unquote demons show up and start fucking shit up.
Excellent. All right then. Let's proceed with caution then. Let's do this.
Fawn, the moment we touched down into the forest, there was a wide variety of emotions that crossed her face. The first and foremost would have been a quick shot of relief at being in these surroundings, actually going up and touching one of the trees. And then there's a deep-rooted sadness.
Oh, that shit's so cute. She's so cute when she's sad.
She says, right, and she points over, and there's like this, it's a big like ATV, that is, you can tell that it's hooked up to a hyperfusion engine. So it's like basically it's an electric ATV. It says like we're going to be giving you this to get there. Is anyone of you good behind the wheel?
No, I can't drive.
Not really. No.
Aterrados, can you drive?
I mean,
Or can you also not drive?
I can drive. I'm not like gifted with it. I've played around with it in Mexico, but I haven't really driven here in the States since.
Perfect.
And fucking tastic. So none of you kids can fucking drive.
I'll drive.
We'll figure it out.
No, that's fine. That's fine. She says we can dedicate one of our people, our employees, as it were, to take care of that aspect of it. We don't want you fucking flipping the car in the middle of the woods.
I've never flipped a car.
You never driven.
I have driven. I have driven. I just failed my test.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
All right, let's hop into this
It's not
ATV and do
funny.
it.
It's not funny.
Yeah, so that she talks with some people, and like a very steely looking woman is sort of detached from sort of like the planning staff, and says, Leah here will be your driver.
Hi, Leah.
She just kind of like nods to you, and she gets in the vehicle and starts powering it up.
Scott, can we have like I know we didn't bring our phones or anything like that, but can we have like earpieces amongst us?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
They hand out like little basically spy gadgets that have earpieces so you can communicate.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Because we won't be doing a lot of communication between the two groups. We don't want them to be intercepting any signals, because if they figure out what's going on, then you kids will probably bite it.
All right.
Thanks for that.
No, you don't want that.
Yeah.
On that note, Scott, if I could, I'd like Rant to give like a little pep talk to our group.
Sure.
Specifically to try to use evoking emotion. But I'm using command and kind
Sure.
of be like, hey, I'm being all leadershipy.
Hell yeah.
Leadership.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me your speech and make me a command roll.
It's 2 successes. Oh, that's a 10, so 2 successes. All right, everyone. We're going to be careful. We can all do this. We have the skills. We have the strength. We have the inner purpose. Don't lose hope. Together, we can do this. Everyone, let's do it.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Okay.
you're so cool. Yes. I think we can.
Scott, I have another question.
Sure.
Could I don't let me look at my sheet to figure out what kind of role would be best for this. Given my background, I guess culture would be the best for this. I don't know. But thinking on my feet with like my cunning and my background dealing with another subsect of this cult,
Mm-hmm.
can I give any sort of what we're basically guess on what's going to be around specifically our target?
Okay. Yeah, that would definitely be a culture roll.
Cool. You guys cool if I use some dice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
for
don't
it.
forget your
Whatever you
momentum.
Yeah.
I don't think
would like
anyone's failed anything.
Yeah.
So
No, I don't think so either. Okay, so I do have mega cunning, so 3, 4, and an extra dice from the other thing. So it's gonna be 5 dice total. Roll. 7, 9, 2 successes.
okay. Yeah. So I mean, you remember a lot about what your parents were a part of. n- Fundamentalist evangelical cults are sadly not as fringe and unfunded in America as one would hope they would be. And given that there's also sort of an international element to the anti-Nova religious element that this Church of Michael Archangel has
Cultivated.
these are not like isolated fringe cults that you're dealing with. These are people who have organization behind them and a lot of like driving hateful ideology. So you doubt that this is going to be just a little simple barn out in the woods that doesn't have much in the way of defenses. You think that they're probably going to have probably some people still there, probably going to have some, they definitely will have weapons. They might even have ordnance or landmines in the area. They're not chumps.
Fawn, you actually see Fawn reaches in and uses her mega composure, and basically, like her whole face kind of calms into this neutral slate as she starts recalling this information and telling it to the group.
Oh. You don't think that there are landmines or anything here, do you?
They could be, mostly to
Jeez.
keep them from getting out should they escape their bonds.
Ugh.
Right.
How scary.
They're not nice people.
No. No, they're not. Poor baby. She pats you on the head. Poor thing.
Okay, let's
So
do this.
they say Shrapnel comes over and says, "We're ready to head out. So you lot should probably get on out there.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's roll
We,
out.
we do not plan on being quiet, so I wouldn't doubt that you'll be able to hear it when the party starts."
Sounds good.
Got it. Excellent. I have the only thing I need. Wire cutters. Clip, clip.
Good old
This is
bolt
the
cutter.
one tool that anybody needs. Clip, clip.
Leah powers up the ATV. You guys, it's pretty cramped. It's not a luxury ATV. It is a functional, electric powered all terrain vehicle. And she begins to
Can
head
it
out.
fit all of us?
It can fit all of you, but just barely.
Okay.
Not having one of you being able to drive certainly does make this a very tight fit. Well,
Not to mention when we
on
get
it.
the other guy.
yeah.
I'm working on it.
Fawn deliberately puts herself behind Cassie and just kind of cuddles into her back.
Oh. I'm doing this for you, Fawn. Under normal circumstances, I probably wouldn't be caught dead in a place like this doing this kind of stuff. I'm here for you. Got it?
Thank you.
Good. Remember this in the future.
Isn't this just what friends do?
Huh?
Friends help each other, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Aren't we friends?
We are friends. All friendship is transactional, Fawn.
What?
What?
What could potentially be our last words to each other.
So yeah, you guys are headed down. This woman is a cold, like nerves of steel kind of driver. She's going very fast down woodland trails and things that probably don't even count as trails. There's nothing resembling a road that she's going down. Um,
Since I always have my directional sense,
mhm.
that's one of my things. I just want to make sure she's keeping on track.
As best as you can tell, she is heading towards the area where you're going.
Gotcha.
And she sort of takes a wide path around the edge of the compound. You can definitely come see maybe about a half a mile in distance. She never gets closer than a half a mile to what is like a very large and well maintained fence that is set up. That has like barbed wire and reinforcements, and every 100 yards or so, a fairly big spotlight is attached to a tower. But she's sort of scurrying her way around that, going deeper and deeper into the woods, until eventually she stops and references the map, and she basically has gotten you as close as she can to your target, while still staying out of the sort of that half mile radius from the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this.
Let's
Like-
go.
All right, my wire cutters are ready.
She
I'm
says,
gonna hop out and start running.
I'll be waiting.
All right.
All right, let's go.
Okay, I am going to need someone to make me a survival roll.
I've got that.
Could I please use my danger sense for anything like that?
Danger sense will come into effect when danger is around you.
Okay.
So I will let you know when if that is a thing that
Thank
needs.
you.
Can I assist with the survival roll?
Sure thing.
Yes, please.
You can go ahead and make a survival roll yourself, and that will add enhancement to Rant's roll.
Excellent. Is this dealing with directions?
Yes.
Okay. Let me pull up my merit because I pulled them up. Yeah, direction sense. My character always knows what direction she's facing. I gain 1 enhancement to any action related to navigating or plotting a course.
Sure thing.
So, and I'm going to be using my cunning because we're working, thinking on our feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 1 in mega cunning as well. 6.
Right. So Rant like points out a direction. Is like, I think we need to go this way. Stay low, and then I think Fawn probably jumps in with much better advice.
I got 2 successes, but I also have 2 enhancements.
Sure. I got
Okay.
3 successes. So
Okay. So then, yeah, she will definitely add that enhancement to you. So together, you guys definitely find a path that takes you, gets you up to the fence without endangering you of getting spotted. But yeah, it is a pretty thick sort of military grade fence that they've got up around this area that you guys are going to need to get through.
So we have to go around, yeah. Or up.
What's
how
it
do
It
we-
made out
depends
of?
on what you guys want, how you guys want to handle it.
What's the fence made out of?
Like steel, iron out. Like it's definitely like a steel, like steel slats, like heavy chain, and like heavy barbed wire at the top. Like it's about 15 feet high.
I'll with my hair, I'll start shuffling it out, and I have movement mode clinging.
Okay.
So I'll attempt to use my hair to crawl up the wall.
Sure, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. You can definitely you can absolutely move up the wall with fairly ease with your hair.
Aw.
All right.
Give me an athletics roll.
Alrighty.
Fawn looks absolutely shocked when he sees the hair when she sees the hair start moving.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. That's 2 10s. Another 10. 2, 3, 4. 6 successes.
Whoa.
Yeah, you shimmy up that thing. You kind of flip over the barbed wire.
So actually, I'm going to lay on the barbed wire. I'm going to act as the, where you throw like a carpet over a barbed wire so everyone else can get over.
Sure.
Yeah, he's just going to like press himself against the barbed wire and like put some of his hair, because it also has
Rapunzel.
tentacle, to try to like get them over, to use his hair to crawl up.
Sure thing. Yeah, I get
over
what you're
them.
going for.
He's so
You're
cool.
pulling them up with your hair. That's cool. I love that.
Yeah.
I just need athletics rolls from everyone.
Sure.
Sure.
Right, that was way cooler
Oh,
than my
really?
plan. So yeah.
Yeah, he's like pressed against his barbed wire, like.
Yeah, and your dense flesh is enough to like and like with your positioning, you're definitely able to get that out of the way.
Hell yeah.
Is it 7s and up?
7s and up.
Yeah.
1 success. That was almost real bad.
Woo.
I got 2.
1.
1. All right. Well,
Yeah, I'm not super athletic.
if Aterrados hadn't done all that amazing shit, this would have been a lot harder. But you guys are able to climb up his hair and crawl over him, and then climb down his stunning locks, and then eventually you guys are able to get onto the other side of the fence.
So like the whole time she's crawling over, she's like, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This probably hurts. I'm sorry. I'm stepping on your
Sir,
hair.
but it's okay. Just don't worry about it.
You sure
fine.
you're okay?
Just hurry.
I'm sorry."
Right,
I'm laying on
lad,
barbed
this
wire.
was the smartest thing I think I've ever seen from you. So I'm
Impressed.
good job.
Thanks. All right. Yeah, flipping off onto the ground. Is there any spotlights or guards watching in between us and, well, actually, what's behind the wall? What do we
Yeah.
see here?
Behind the wall, I mean, you could have seen a little bit through the chain, but behind the wall is it's not completely cleared away. Like there is still some brush and trees and whatnot, but it is much better maintained than like the pure forest that's on the outside. But it is kind of like right where you guys are is bushes and mostly like bushes, brush, and you guys see sort of off in the distance, you see this barn that is kind of secluded off near the edge of the compound. So there's like there's basically a couple feet in front of you is a sort of a dirt trail that's been made that leads up to the barn.
Would it be prudent to go around until there's the shortest distance between us and the barn?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So as you
Hi,
guys are
Bert.
kind of like planning around
Mhm.
and making your plans, you begin to there's like a rustling that starts around you as the brush starts to undulate and change about you. And these like whipping thorns start to lash around you. I'm going to need everyone to make me a let's say let's go with a survival roll real quick.
Right.
Can I do cunning to get out of the way?
Yes,
Thinking on my feet. Sweet.
Yeah, I'd like to use might to just rip anything
Sure.
that's grabbing me.
I'll if it's okay, I'd like to just like put myself in between these things and as many of
I
my
have
friends
two
as
tens
possible.
exploding now.
okay. Yeah, sure. I mean that it's going to be the same roll. So if you want to, but I noted.
Roger.
I have 2 successes with 1 enhancement.
Okay.
3 successes.
I got
3
3 too.
successes.
How much?
2.
Yeah. So yeah, these vines just sort of like start to
Oh.
rip and animate around you, and they seem to it seems like Fawn is a little bit less able to avoid them.
Actually, I have a spec in flora
Mm-hmm.
that's not in like dodging or anything like that. Does
Okay.
it apply here?
Yeah, it would apply, but still they seem to be coming after you more than anyone else. But Aterrados is able to interpose between you.
Okay.
And like this happens very suddenly, and the shock of it kind of wears off everyone very quickly, and you guys are able to sort of like extricate yourself from it. And Fawn, it's not too terribly hard to figure out that this was your power activating.
Fawn gets a little wide-eyed and she just kind of like looks at everyone else. She goes, that was me. I'm sorry.
That was
Oh.
you?
Well,
That
at least
scares
it's
me.
not someone attacking us, so that's fine.
Yeah, I was very worried that they had
Sorry.
a Nova.
I'm scared.
Okay. Let's take a deep breath.
She's
We're
so
gonna be
cute and
okay.
she's scared.
All right. So how are you guys going to be making your way up to the barn?
Finding the shortest distance between the wall and the barn. So going around, staying close to the wall and the bushes until we
Yeah.
get to that point, and then going from bush to bush.
I mean, that's not too terribly far from where you guys are right now.
Mhm.
You could get the idea that this is why she stopped where you were.
Okay.
So it doesn't take longer to get to that point, but you still have like a good 50 yards to transverse over pretty open ground.
Yeah. Are there any guards walking around? Who do we see?
Let's see here.
Because I know the watchtower is nearby too. We can kind of see.
There is a watchtower. It's not too terribly far away, but it's you can definitely tell that like the lights are pointed outwards.
Okay, cool.
If anyone wants to give me an empathy roll to kind of like sense out where people might be.
Sure. I'll take that on. Empathy. Again, I'm gonna pitch cunning because I'm thinking on my feet.
Sure.
Okay.
And your keen senses will apply here.
Excellent. That means I'm getting an extra enhancement. So I have this roll with 2 enhancement.
Mm-hmm.
All right, roll that footage. 2 successes.
2 successes, and then the
The 2
enhancement.
enhancement.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, you look out and you see you kind of see on the edge of your perception, you do see a guard patrol of about 3 people, and a pack of about 5 German shepherds that are like they have them on leashes. And when you notice these guys, it's about this time that you guys hear a huge, like raucous explosion, like maybe a mile and a half away. And that's where we'll end it this week. Tune in next time to see where things go from here on Aberrant Atomic Youth. Don't forget to follow the characters on Twitter to see more of the story, and follow Simulacra RPGs for updates on the show and the channel. If you'd like to support the show, You can subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels at Simulacra TV, but the best way is to go to patreon.com/Simulacra Studios and become a patron. A big thanks to our $5 and up patrons. You keep the story going, and we couldn't do it without you. Until next time, remember, your legacy is our future.